counting down the minutes to the first pitch of today's game. Yes! Who's in the starting lineup?
Come on, son. You got to get out there and take the mound. It's game time.
What does the skipper have to say?
It's an attitude. You got to be willing to defend. You got to be willing to base run, or you can't play here.
It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook with Tommy Wortz on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome into the leadoff show, live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Tommy Wortz here with you, getting you caught up all things Brewers Cardinals ahead of game number 3 today. First pitch, 1:15 from Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Game number 156 on the season. It'll be the season debut of Robert Gasser for the Milwaukee Brewers. Matthew Levitor going for St. Louis. Brandon Woodruff placed on the 15-day IL, retroactive to September 18th with a right lat strain. More to come on that later. First up, starting lineups.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Thanks again to Lakeland University for being a part of the leadoff show. Experience it your way, lakeland.edu. First up, for St. Louis, Thomas Saggese to lead things off. He is the shortstop. Ivan Herrera, the DH, will bat second. Alec Burleson at first base will bat third. Lars Nootbaar in left field bats fourth today. Jordan Walker in right field will bat fifth. Nolan Gorman at third base will bat sixth. Jose Fermin, the second baseman, batting seventh. Jimmy Crooks, the catcher, will bat eighth. Victor Scott in center field rounds things out for St. Louis. Now for the Milwaukee Brewers. Jackson Churio in right field to lead off today. Isaac Collins in left field will bat second. Andrew Vaughn at first base bats third. Rhys Hoskins is the DH, batting fourth. Caleb Durbin at third base will bat fifth. Andrew Monasterio, the second baseman, bats sixth. Danny Jansen is catching, batting seventh today. Blake Perkins in center field will bat eighth. Rounding things out for the Crew, the shortstop, batting ninth, Joey Ortiz. Well, very, very weird day for the Milwaukee Brewers. All happening really within the last hour or so. Some of the updates you heard, as I mentioned, a right lat strain for Brandon Woodruff. We have the sound courtesy of Drew Wagner. We will play that later on in the program so you can hear from Woody directly on how this injury goes. And it was very weird tone, as everything kind of pointed to, when we heard the announcement, oh, it's moderate. It is something that, if you do the math, the 15-day IL lines up perfectly for the NLDS. Woody could come back for postseason play. But the tone in Woody's voice, I'm not so confident about it. Robert Gasser coming up. They were just working him all last month or 3 weeks or so to make a transition to the bullpen. Well, turns out he's going to make the start today now for Green Bay. Sorry, for Milwaukee. Packers also playing as well. But I don't know. I don't think this is working out very well in the Brewers' favor based on what we've heard from Brandon Woodruff. Also, not official, no move made for it. Contreras the day off, but supposedly having a locker in the locker room. Jefferson Cuero in St. Louis, not activated, not a part of the 26-man, but he did travel with the team today. Concerned after Contreras leaves the game in the 9th yesterday. We'll see what happens directly with that move as well. But the Brewers' magic number now for the postseason NL Central postseason berth, 1 game, just one. It can happen today. Brewers win, Cubs lose, either one of those scenarios. And you can tell by the lineup today, it feels like a Sunday lineup for Milwaukee. Their focus needs to be health now, because there is a lot of guys going down that Milwaukee is going to rely on to make a deep postseason run. And there's some news today that really put off-putting right before postseason play, to be honest. Feels like it's a here we go again situation with the Brewers right before the postseason. But some good news from yesterday was the Brewers' performance against St. Louis. Extra inning game, and the Brewers came out on top.
Did you miss the last game? Did you miss what was said after the last game? It's time to rewind. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Chad Patrick got the start for Milwaukee in this one. Miles Michaelis going for St. Louis. No leadoff show yesterday because of the Notre Dame football coverage. Good to be back today on a Sunday, and the Brewers were the first team on the board after a 1-2-3 inning from Patrick in the bottom part in the first. Top of the second rolls around. A two-out rally started with a Jake Bauers double and Andrew Vaughn walk, and then Joey Ortiz coming through with the first run of the ball game.
Joey Ortiz hopefully has other ideas. And he does, and he shoots one into right field. Bauers going to be waved home. The throw comes in late, and it's a two-out RBI hit for Joey Ortiz.
Highlights courtesy FanDuel Sports Network Wisconsin. Patrick continuing to go through the motions in this game. First three innings unscathed. In the fourth, he ran into a little bit of trouble after a single to Ivan Herrera and another one right after from Alec Burleson. Three singles in a row. Nolan Arenado got the first run to come across for St. Louis, tied up 4-4 in the ballgame. In the fifth, after Chad Patrick found himself in some more trouble, giving up two singles to start off the fifth inning after the sacrifice from Victor Scott, Aaron Ashby came in to try to have the matchup advantage versus Brendan Donovan. He gave up an RBI single, 2 runs charged to Patrick in the fifth inning. The Brewers find themselves down 2-1. They would get the run back in the sixth thanks to a sacrifice fly from Andrew Vaughn. That made things 2-2 after 6. No runs to be scored in regulation after that. Is that what we call it? Regulation for baseball? Let's jump all the way to extras after Jared Koenig came in the ninth inning and shut things down with a nice double play in the ninth. In the 10th, the Brewers had something going with the automatic runner on second base. Christian Yelich lined out a ground out to shortstop, got Jackson Churio over to third. Not sure it would have mattered because getting through the 7-hole, Bryce Terang.
3-2, and Terang delivers into left center, and the Brewers have the lead. Bryce Terang with a 2-out, 2-strike, 10th inning RBI, and it's 3-2 Milwaukee.
3-2 after Bryce Terang would give the Brewers the lead in the 10th. It was getting scary, as you know, the automatic runner, Brendan Donovan, back at the plate, a grounder right to Jared Koenig. This is how the Brewers handled that.
Tying run at second base. Donovan snagged by Koenig. Got a man in a rundown. Nobody's going to take the out at first. Monasterio's throw, and out at third. The Brewers get 2.
The old 1-3-5 double play, like we've all seen before on a daily basis in Brewers baseball. Hell of a play from Andrew Monasterio to get things working, and the first 2 outs of the 10th inning. The Brewers then would get Ivan Herrera to fly out to left field and win the game 3-2. The win goes to Jared Koenig. He is now 6-1 on the season. 2 innings of work from Koenig as well, while Romero gets the loss for St. Louis. Great game overall for the Brewers to fight back in this one. Of course, it did come at a cost. William Contreras leaving the game in the 9th inning because of his hand getting hit. I feel like that's not the one to be too nervous about. We told you at the beginning, at the top of the hour here on the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Brandon Woodruff, 15-day IL now for Milwaukee.
Who was the MVP of the last game for the Crew? Who stood out the most? Let's find out. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Only man with a multi-hit game yesterday for the Brewers was Joey Ortiz. He went 2 for 4. Andrew Vaughn came in pinch hit situation, picked up a hit, had 2 walks too. Sorry, Andrew Vaughn not. He had the 2 walks. Andre Monasterio came in the pinch runner situation. Jake Bowers, that big double in the game. Caleb Durbin looks great. Churio and Frelick each pick up a hit as well, but the big hit coming in the 10th from Bryce Terang. He is the MVP of yesterday's performance. He spoke to the media afterwards. Here is the best second baseman in baseball, Bryce Terang.
Watching it was a 2-1 slider,
2 strikes.
two strike slider
yeah.
to get to the pitch he wanted, and he said it gave him chills. Just can you take us through that at bat and what it means to come through there?
Yeah. Those times you don't really want to put so much pressure on yourself. You're just trying to win each pitch. If you win each pitch and swinging strikes and take the balls, gives you better opportunity to have success. And so I was going up there and trying to win each pitch and driving a run. Yeah.
Bryce, what's the difficulty of that when there have been some calls, I think they even like a pitch just like that earlier that didn't exactly go your way when they were off the plate?
Yeah, and in the moment you can be frustrated, you can feel however type of way you want, but it's not going to help you. It's not going to help your next at bat. It's not going to help. So you kind of just let it go and you move on and continue to play the game. And like I said, try to win each pitch. And sometimes you win it and the call is not the way you want it to go, but you move on and you go out and play defense or worry about your next pitch for sure.
But you're able to throw that Mona made in the 10th there.
Yeah, I mean, two good throws. Jared looking him back, and then good throw to Mona, and Mona good throw to Durbin. Really nice play. Yeah, it was a really good play, really fun play to watch for sure.
How does that just kill the momentum, right? Of you got that runner on second, and that's quick 2 outs.
Yeah. Just like you said, I mean, it just kills it because that guy runner on second, nobody out. Even runner on second with 1 out, base hit. Guy in scoring position, a base hit or whatever. When you take that away, now there's 2 outs and you got to kind of start back over. It's baseball, so anything can happen. Jared did a good job of letting that play go and going and attacking the next guy. Which is what you want. As great of a play it is, you move on and you try to get the next out. And he did just that. So,
You guys now are one victory away from a big celebration. What does your experience tell you about tomorrow and how to just play the game like it's a normal game?
Yeah. Play the game like it's a normal game. Try to win every pitch. And good things happen. Focus on yourself and the team and winning, and not focus on what other teams are doing. You win each pitch and try to win the game, just like every night. So
there is Bryce Terang speaking to the media after the game. That audio courtesy Kurt Hogue, Milwaukee Journal Sentinel on Twitter. 5.3 WAR season right now for Bryce Terang. Are you kidding me? That's an insane year he's got going on. Coming up clutch again. He's batting .286 on the year, a .791 OPS as of right now. Again, best second baseman in baseball for sure. How about the manager after the game? He gives a little bit of an update on Contreras during this time as well. And, maybe some talk about the future and whatnot. Here is Pat Murphy after the 3-2 victory over St. Louis.
He was in my office already wanting to play tomorrow.
X-ray?
Yeah.
The X-ray was negative.
That was a pretty flush hit. It looked like that was probably a scary one.
Yeah, I mean, the rules got to change. I mean, MLB is really good about understanding what rules, have now come up that we really need to probably change. And that one is it's going to be tough in terms of how it's enforced, but we got to protect the catchers.
What would you like to see changed on the rule?
Well, there's got to be in the judgment of people, whoever do it, you know what I mean? Like whether it's the other umpires, whether it's whatever, in the judgment, if there's not a valid attempt to hit the ball and the attempt is so late that it makes contact with the catcher's glove and the outcome isn't a hit or, something like that, but it hits the catcher's glove after the guy catches it, that's not a violation if he catches it first. Now, if he's reaching out in front in the strike zone in the opinion of the umpire, then we'll have a line that says the catcher can't reach over that line. Now, how it's looked at, I don't know, but someone's going to get hurt.
Will he have additional imaging?
I don't think so. No.
Think he does play tomorrow, or would you probably lean on?
Well, he's not going to catch tomorrow, that's for sure. But it is what it is.
Encouraging news, right?
Very encouraging.
Murph, you always talk about him, but I don't know if we ever asked you directly. Can you put into words why he's so important to you? What are
Well, he's a terrific catcher, game caller, mind for the game, tremendous competitor, and he's as good a hitting catcher as there is. This year the kid from LA has been terrific too. Riamulto, we know what he does for Philly, and there's other guys too. But Williams right there, and he's younger.
Did he want to stay in there?
He did.
That surprised you?
No, you know who the Contrerases are. They're competitive.
Murph, that play that Jared Mona Derbs turned.
Yeah.
What goes into
it's unusual.
Turning that?
It's unusual because that's a double play that doesn't happen. The fact that Jared first got the guy going back to second base, then through to first, that was a good decision. Okay, the guy's going back to second base. I don't want to risk anything. Boom, I get the guy out at first. The guy then stopping and attempting to get to third. Perfect throw by Mona. Good tag by Durbin. To me, that's an unusual one. I see why the runner did it. But, it takes two good throws. We got him.
Yeah, that second throw, I don't know if you saw replay or you saw it live, but Mona was had him a little low, a little flat-footed.
Yeah, he's good. He's an infielder, and can redirect the ball as good as most first basemen. That's for sure.
Well, just good defense all night. Turang made a couple of tricky plays. Really, the first two nights here. You're ready to down.
Good question.
Good question.
Goodness.
Yeah, well, you bring out a lot of good in me, Adam.
But
You find that funny, huh?
that was good. But Murph,
After how we closed the show this morning.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Does that stand out to you? This is the end of the year. The guys are, it's probably,
they care a lot. There's a reason. What does that make? How many wins is that?
95.
Okay. I don't count them, but there's a reason, and it's these types of days, and they bounce back from yesterday where things weren't perfect, but, they bounce back. The Turang at bat, that two strike slider that he took after being called out in the game twice on really marginal pitches, to take that two strike slider, have that mentality to just win that at bat, be in that now. That's it gave me chills. He didn't even get the hit yet.
There is the manager, Pat Murphy, speaking to the media after the game. That audio courtesy FanDuel Sports Network. It is the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you, catching you up all things Brewers Cardinals at a first pitch today, 1:15. It'll be Robert Gasser making his season debut. That is because Brandon Woodruff heads to the 15-day IL, retroactive to September 18th with a right lat strain. He'll be pitching up against Matthew Liberatore of St. Louis. On the other side, we'll make a nice little parlay for the people. No Herdina on the Sunday shows, just because I know he's a busy man over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Everyone busy on a Packers Sunday as they currently 0-0 against the Cleveland Browns as of right now. Both teams punting on their first drives of the game. We'll hear from Brandon Woodruff as well on the other side of things, and we'll get you all caught up on the last day of Nashville Sounds baseball and the last day of Brewers minor league baseball in general on our Building a Winner feature presented by Iron Workers Local A. Drew Wagner joins the program in about 20 minutes as well. It is the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan.
Welcome back to the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the 1250 AM 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Starting lineup for your Milwaukee Brewers today, in case you missed it earlier in the program. Jackson Churio to lead things off. He's in right field. Isaac Collins in left field will bat second. Batting third, Andrew Vaughn at first base. Rhys Hoskins is the designated hitter today, batting fourth, while Caleb Durbin is at third base, batting fifth. Andrew Monasterio bats sixth, plays second today. Danny Jansen is catching and batting seventh. Blake Perkins in center field will bat eighth. Joey Ortiz, the shortstop, rounds things out, batting ninth for the Crew.
At the wall, looking up, see you later.
Let's get the latest on today's odds for the game. What's the best way to go? Let's check in with our expert from the Potawatomi Sportsbook to find out. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 1057 FM, The Fan.
Usually to help us out here, we have our guy Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, but I asked him, hey, I know it's a Packers Sunday, sportsbook's popping on Sundays already, plus now the Brewers playing in the same time slot the Packers are going to be playing in. You're going to be a little busy today. He said, yeah, a little busy for sure. So some courtesy. I'll get you guys all caught up on our parlay for the people and the betting odds courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook today. Brewers favorites -129 today on the money line. The run line of -1.5 will get you +132 in favor of Green Bay. And the over-under is set at 8.5 for Milwaukee and St. Louis. Today, I like the under. I wanted to try to find something to prop bet with Robert Gasser. We don't quite have the odds yet over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, but if you go up to the Sportsbook counter, usually they can find some for you still at this time, just a half hour before the game. I think he comes out and he's hot. He's been trying to work his way back from the Tommy John surgery. He was a starter most of his time. They were trying to transition him to the bullpen, you remember, before postseason play would begin. But I think Robert Gasser comes out and impresses in a 4-inning, 5-inning type role with the Brewers today, and then hopefully the bullpen does the same throughout this game. 8.5 seems a little high. I know the Brewers can hit Matthew Liberatore, and looking at our parlay for the people today, I'm going to take the Brewers on the money line. They clinched the postseason berth today on their own merit. They don't have to worry about the Cubs scoreboard. I'm going to say Andrew Vaughn records a hit today, and the under of 8.5 will pay +350, courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. If you guys haven't seen a game over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook yet, you guys are definitely missing out. You can go watch any type of sports. They got like 30 screens up there, 2,000 square foot. It is really just awesome to see a game over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Plus, on top of it, you guys can make your reservations at their website. Seriously, one of the easiest websites to maneuver, if you have to ask me. They go hover over the Sportsbook tab. They have a reservations tab. It shows you all the events you can book out in advance. Packers, Austin Herdina loves them today. It's still 0-0 as of right now, but the Packers just picked up a first down as well and moving things along on their second drive of the day. Plus, there's shuttle service. We've been talking about it now all this time. That's going to run through the postseason now over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Just an awesome service. Go place $5 on any bet. Go purchase a drink, get a wristband, whatever you want to do. Spend a little bit of money over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. They'll get you a wristband so you can go to the game. They'll pick you back up, bring you back to the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. They give you free play every time you come back too, so you can go enjoy everything you want inside the sportsbook and the rest of the casino. For instance, if this parlay for the people hits today, you place $5 on that, you'll win $17.50 back. It's like you made money, and you get a ride to and from the game. The Potawatomi Sportsbook, absolutely the place to be if you want to get caught up on all things Brewers, Packers, National, doesn't matter at all. They got it all set up, working perfectly there. Thanks to our guy, Austin Herdina, and everyone else over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook for being a part of the Leadoff Show and the Fan Milwaukee here as of right now. I promised you guys some sound here from Brandon Woodruff. I have it. He spoke to the media earlier today after hearing that he will be heading to the 15-day IL retroactive back to September 18th. The math works out that he would be able to return for the National League Divisional Series. I don't know. Don't necessarily love his tone in how he was talking about it today. Here is Brandon Woodruff speaking to the media after learning of his IL stint.
How are you feeling?
I'm doing good. Just there's a lot of different variables with, this year and kind of going into kind of what just popped up. But I mean, I came in and played catch on Friday. Felt like it was normal stuff. Yesterday, tried to throw a pin and something felt a little different. And So I went and reported it and got some imaging on it. And so there's still a lot of information I need to gather. I still haven't talked to Dr. Meister at this point. He's been out of the country, and so I really can't comment on anything going forward with it. But, I still got some information to gather in that sense. I don't know, did Murph let you guys know what?
He said it, so he shared some moderate lap strain. I felt it
Yeah.
yesterday,
Yeah.
and that you're going to get evaluated and get another opinion from Dr.
Okay,
Meister.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's the gist of it. So,
How are you feeling emotionally?
obviously, like, it sucks. This may answer some of the questions, but this is something that is a side effect of the surgery I had. Like, this is stuff that I, have been managing now for a while. Not to say the lat in that sense, but one second. So, anyway, this is something I've been, not specifically the lat, but like just the shoulder in general. This is something that could have happened in May or June, and it happened. It happened now, and it's kind of terrible timing in that sense for the team, the organization, and the biggest goal for me was to finish the year healthy. But this is something that I'm not surprised that it happened. It's just the timing of it. This could have happened at any point in the rehab, and this year truly was a year for me to pitch again, get healthy, which I've done. But this is a side effect of getting back into doing this at a high level. And that's it. Is this career ending? No. Is this it's nothing like that. Like, it's nothing even compared to, the surgery, but it's just one of those things that it'll heal, it'll get better. It's just crappy timing.
What you just said was, as in relation to this season, is that what you think this is?
In terms of
season ending?
Who knows? I don't have all the information. Like I said, I haven't talked to Dr. Meister. I still need to. I've got initial opinions on it, but I really can't comment on it until I talk to him. And when I know further information from him, I'll have a better idea of kind of what he wants to do, what I want to do personally going forward. And but the biggest thing is just kind of being here, where my feet are, and then, take it a step at a time. But I can't comment on whether it's going to end the season or not. I mean, it's just crappy timing in terms of how it popped up. But like I said, it just could have happened in June. It's going to happen at any point in this rehab. And the fact that I've done what I've done, I've had a full year, and it just kind of had timing in that sense for it. So.
Woody,
I'm fine. We're good. No.
You watched from afar for part of it how the team navigated a lot of stuff early,
right,
and came through it okay. Is it different when it happens now? Is it the same? What lessons can be learned from what this team has already gone through in the starting pitching department?
When we started the year, nobody thought we'd be here at this point. We've had our share of injuries. Nobody could have imagined would be in this spot right now. Really don't know how to. I mean, we've done a heck of a job just being able to, as a team, manage this whole thing. Have guys step up, young guys step up, and really, I just tried to blend in with everybody and just try to go about fitting back in. But yeah, we've done a heck of a job as a group to get to this point, and you know what? There's still a lot of baseball left for the Brewers. So yeah, we've done a heck of a job in that sense for sure, overcoming stuff.
I think a lot of people's minds will go to, how does this keep popping up at seemingly the worst time? 23 and the hits he took earlier this year. How do you view that in like a frustration lens? Like, do you feel like how are you handling it? That's got to be incredibly.
No, I mean it's look, life happens. I know I mentioned that when I got hit in the elbow. Life happens. Stuff like this happens. This is one of those things. Yeah, crappy timing, obviously. But if you look at the body of work I've done for the whole season in terms of the innings workload I've done, probably have gotten to a point where whatever projections or whatever limits were put on this year, just who knows? Maybe this is my body saying, I'm to that point. You know what I mean? So, like I said, this is not. It's a blip on the radar in terms of the grand picture of things, in terms of my career and the rest of things, but incredibly crappy timing. I said it feels like deja vu with this from 2 years ago, but it's it's crappy timing because you work so hard to get to. Not only this point where you're essentially like the biggest goal of mine was to finish the year healthy, and essentially hopefully we win the World Series, and that's a month away. And it's like, but I knew deep down the longer I kept going, that's kind of the side effect of what I was describing as the longer you keep going, things like this can happen. And, this could have happened early on and we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now. So, crappy timing in that sense, and you deal with it. I've been around long enough. Feels like the last 2 years, this stuff's kind of piled up. But I mean, it's like I said, I'll stress this year was all about me getting healthy and getting my body back used to pitching. And I've done exactly what I wanted to do from a personal goal standpoint. It's just obviously for the team aspect, I want to win worse than anybody. So it's in that sense, it's crappy timing, but I can't do nothing about it. I've done everything. I've checked every single box I can check to avoid this. It's just, like I said, it's a side effect of just a really good baseball team. I was throwing the ball well, a lot of different factors, but it's just it's a lot more layers than just kind of what has happened. So.
The key to building a winner in baseball is a strong minor league system. Who are the names we should know? How did they play in their last game? It's time for Building a Winner, powered by Ironworkers Local 8. Apply today at iwl8.org and join the Brotherhood building Milwaukee's skyline. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Yes, time for another Building a Winner feature presented by Iron Workers Local 8. Thanks again to Iron Workers Local 8 for being a part of the leadoff show all season long. That audio courtesy Drew Wagner with Brandon Woodruff. We'll have that conversation on the other side of the next break here after we wrap up our Building a Winner feature with Drew Wagner on Brandon Woodruff. Just one game to talk about. Let's get to it.
Nashville Sounds.
Nashville yesterday in their penultimate contest on the season, falling to the Louisville Bats 9-8. Big day from Brandon Lockridge, who was 3 for 5 in the contest yesterday. Tyler Black also picked up 3 hits. Ollie Dunn, 2 for 5 in the contest. Freddie Zamora, 2 for 5. Eric Haas as well, 1 for 2. A homer for Tyler Black was his 4th in AAA on the season. Nashville wrapping up today with their final game of 2025. And what a journey we were on all year long following the minor league system. At the end of the week, I got to determine what date I'm going to do it. It's my show, so I can do it whenever I want to. But I will give a top 20 prospect list that I am excited for with the future on the Milwaukee Brewers. This Building a Winner feature presented by Iron Workers Local 8, building Milwaukee's future one beam at a time. Coming up, let's get to Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports. Pick his brain a little bit about the action in St. Louis. He is live at Busch Stadium, made the trip this morning, so he'll be covering the Crew all day today. And he's so kind to take 20 minutes out of his day to join us here on the Leadoff Show each and every day. It is the Leadoff Show, live from the 1250 AM 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan.
Welcome back to the Leadoff Show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the 1250 AM 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Line up one more time in case you missed it earlier in the program. Brewers going to lead things off with Jackson Churio, who's playing right field today. Isaac Collins in left field will bat second. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat third. Reese Hoskins is the DEH, batting fourth. Caleb Durbin plays third, bats fifth. Andrew Monasterio plays second, bats sixth. Batting seventh, Danny Jansen is catching. Blake Perkins will bat eighth, plays center field today. And rounding things out for the Crew, batting ninth, the shortstop, Joey Ortiz.
What's the latest on the Crew? Let's go inside the clubhouse with Drew Wagner of Forbes Sports on the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan. Inside the Clubhouse is brought to you by Focus Baseball. Join their fall mini camps at focusbaseball.com.
Joining the show now, you can follow his work at Forbes Sports. Follow it at thefanmilwaukee.com on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. Drew Wagner joining us here. Follow him on Twitter @by Andrew Wagner, live from Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Uncle Drew, how are we doing today, my friend?
We are sweating like a pig.
Oh, yeah?
I always forget just how ungodly sticky it always is down here. Like humidity just hangs in here like an armpit, like the under trousers in the summer.
Yeah. The under trousers of Missouri, St. Louis. I got it. I got the picture here.
Roll around in the bond and you're still going to be sweating all day.
Drew Wagner joining us here on the Leadoff Show. I want to get right into some conversations here, Drew. A lot of it going to be focused around injuries and pitching. First of all, thank you for sending over the sound of Brandon Woodruff. That'll be up on thefanmilwaukee.com as well later on. But Drew, yes, I mean, this feels gross, man. It feels weird. And I know the math works out to Woody could come back in the DS, but hearing him talk, it just feels like it stinks again, man. And it's some sort of curse on Milwaukee that they can never get into October healthy.
Yeah, that one, listen, nobody saw that coming this morning. We were all kind of waiting to find out, why we hadn't had a move yet for Gasper. Everyone assumed it would be Bruce Zimmerman, right? That would have made the most sense. And we were shocked when it turned out to be Woody. He felt something kind of grab at him during his bullpen session, and ironically enough, it was on his 13th pitch in the bullpen session, Murph tells us. So, who is that what you want? But one thing that he did say was, this is kind of to be expected after the surgery. You're immobile for a year, like you're working back. And he said the timing is crappy, but this could have happened at any point. He's happy with the body of work that he has put together this year. Everyone's relieved that, as far as we know, it's not the shoulder. It's just unfortunate, and then that's the only way to describe it. I mean, there's a word that I'd like to use that's similar to crappy, but we can't say that because of the FCC. But y'all get the gist.
Yeah, well, and Drew, is that something that he's relying more on the lat than he would the shoulder because of that injury, or what? Why is that to be expected? I guess that there would be some soreness there based on Woody's performances, because I know we've seen skip a start or skip a day and give him rest, and the Brewers, it feels like, have been nothing but precautious during this Woodruff return series, and yet it still ends up biting him with some very crappy timing.
Yeah, we tried to get him to elaborate on it, and you can, like I said, you can check out the video. I have it up on my Twitter feed. It was hard to kind of understand how the two were connected because we didn't have much time to really go in. One other thing that's worth noting here is they still have to take these test results and get them to Dr. Keith Meister, who did the surgery and who he has a long relationship with. That'll tell us more, of a better idea of the severity and just the significance and what kind of setback it is. So right now, they're trying to take the optimistic route and say, hey, it's a setback. And as of right now, it's not season ending. As of right now, it's just a setback. And the hope is they can have him back at some point in the playoffs. It's just not a guarantee.
Drew Wagner joining us here on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. Follow him on Twitter @by Andrew Wagner. We played the whole Woody clip. If you missed it, though, you can go check it out on his Twitter. I've retweeted it as well at Tommy WSSP. Drew, there was some updates on Trevor McGill as well, and has a little bit of a schedule going out here. How confident are you that McGill could work his way back into this Brewers bullpen in time for some postseason play?
Well, this is why I was in the studio with you today to do this, so we could have coordinated this. Because Trevor told me that I could quote the two words that he used to describe how he's feeling in his bullpen session. Unfortunately, one of those words would need to be bleeped.
Okay.
So in your head, you can picture the word and just say bleep good.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
And I promised that I would be the one that would actually tweet it out. So I'm going to tweet out the naughty word today, and all you weirdos can get all cranky about it. But I promised Trevor that I would be the one that just said, yeah, who cares?
All right. Well, that's good news to hear. And then why not?
We have let me add into that. So we've got a schedule for him. He's going to throw another bullpen, I believe Wednesday, and then a live bullpen Friday. And if that goes well, they're going to try and get him on the mound in a game on Sunday.
Okay. All right. Well, all of that seems like good news to hear from Trevor McGill on that injury front. The Brewers desperately need that as well. Drew, Robert Gasser, we've been talking a little bit about him now for a couple of weeks. He had been transitioning to get into a bullpen role with this team. Well, now he has to get into a starter role today as he's going to make his season debut coming back from Tommy John surgery as well. Drew, how weird is it for Gasser to have this, at the beginning of September or so, you're going to make this transition to a bullpen, but then there's a Brandon Woodruff setback, and now you have to be ready to make that start. What are you expecting to see from Robert Gasser, maybe the leash from the Brewers today? What can the fans look forward to with Bob Gasser coming back in 2025 now?
I mean, it's hard to say because we haven't seen him all year, and we only saw a little bit of him last year. So, you go off that small sample size, and he was pretty darn good. He looks pretty good in his minor league outings. And let's not get too worked up over the fact that, they moved in the bullpen, now he's starting. He's only going to go a couple of innings. He's not stretched out. And remember, like I said last week, when they're moving guys and transitioning them into the bullpen at the minor league level, it's very similar to being a starter where they're scheduling this out in advance. It's very structured. So this falls in line with that. It just so happens his short innings are going to come at the beginning of the game due to the situation. So just something to clarify there.
Okay, perfect. Drew Wagner joining us here on the Leadoff Show. One more update I was wondering to get here, Drew. William Contreras, right, gets hurt in the ninth inning yesterday. Obviously, you hear, the quotes of, I got all my fingers still, like, let me play here. How do you see the Brewers approaching Contreras before October now here? Is it just the day off today? I know there's a locker for Jefferson Cuero in St. Louis. Like, what do you think the Brewers want to do before October with Contreras?
It sounded like today was just precautionary.
Okay.
Cuero was actually going to get called up to the taxi squad for the last week. Anyway, that plan had been in the works because the AAA season wraps up.
Yeah.
And they just wanted to get him a little bit of exposure and get him around the big league guys and get some of the atmosphere. The thing with Contreras, they opted to speed that up a little bit just to cover their tracks. The x-rays were negative. William, of course, came in today and said he wanted to play. Murph decided that, there's no, especially with their luck with injuries lately, Murph felt it best to just not risk it. Let's give him a day. There's a pretty gnarly bruise. Just take it easy. There are bigger things ahead.
Absolutely bigger things ahead. Brewers magic number at 1 as well, Drew. They are 1 game away from tying the franchise record for wins in a season. Just a phenomenal year, and the Brewers need to look to close it out strong so they can be ready for October to get that deep playoff run that everyone's looking forward to in the city and, more importantly, in the clubhouse. Drew, have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your time in St. Louis. Someone get a fan for this guy in the press box, please. Have a good one, Drew. Let's do it again tomorrow.
See you, brother.
There he is, Drew Wagner. Follow him on Twitter @byAndrewWagner. Follow his work at Forbes Sports and @thefanmilwaukee.com. Jumping off the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all.
How does the Crew win today's game? Who needs to step up? Let's find out with the keys to the game. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM. The Fan.
Keys to the game, how we always wrap things up here on the leadoff show. And we're going to do a little bit of merging together Sunday standings and keys to the game. Brewers magic number, as we said, 1. They're now up 7 games on the Chicago Cubs in the National League Central. They have a 3-game lead on the Philadelphia Phillies. Might as well be 4 with the tiebreaker. For the best record in the National League, now Milwaukee really just do whatever it takes to get the victory today. That is today's key to the game. I would love to see them celebrate because they won a ball game, not because the Cubs lost a ball game. Didn't you see the Cubs like popping all the champagne, which made no sense earlier in the year? Just didn't really do anything. Like, why would you be celebrating after a loss and your number is all clear? Nah. Win the game today by any means necessary, or at least qualify because of a win. That is the key to the game. And Bob Gasser, let's see something out of him. Why not? Because it sounds like he's pitching in October no matter what at this point. That's going to do it for us here at The Fan. Make sure you guys are checking out all your favorite local programming tomorrow. Don't forget, new lineup starts here at The Fan, 6 to 9 Inside Wisconsin Sports with Josh Albrecht, 9 to noon with John Kuhn, Rami Makloff, also Trevor Thomas, by the way, Inside Wisconsin Sports, 6 to 9. Mason Crosby Show moves from noon to 2 with Mitch Thunder Nellis, 2 to 5, Steve Sparky Pfeiffer, Wisconsin Sports Daily. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 6 in the morning. Brewers looking to clinch the postseason with a victory today or a loss from the Chicago Cubs, the National League Central, not the postseason. My bad. It is the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Don't forget, send them home.